Hi, Dr. Ingrid. Welcome to my den. Bridget's here. And she doesn't care about what we're doing. I had a change of plans and I wanted to talk about the new series that just came out on Netflix, Apple Cider Vinegar. Just the trailer really got me hooked immediately. I gobbled up the entire series in one evening while Darren was gone. Oh my gosh, the feels. I feel so much about this series because it hits on so many things in my life, from being a patient, advocating for myself as a patient, being a healthcare professional, as a skeptic who works in natural medicine. I feel like I'm in a good position to do what I do and practice this medicine, complementary and alternative medicine, because I've been trained in critical thinking, understanding the medical system, believing in the medical system, and also understanding the underbelly of humanity in general helps a lot to put this all together. Because I had such weird health issues my entire life, I felt really dismissed by a lot of doctors, or even people and myself. I would dismiss my symptoms like you're just stressed or anxious or any excuse. People who are desperate will seek answers and they will believe things. I have made it my goal to be a resource for you to learn how to see things. I feel like I'm skilled at this because of my position, the fact that I believe in magic and I talk to birds, but I also believe in science and research. I know too much. I don't know enough. I want to learn more. And I see patterns in things. And I think that is what's going to be helpful in teaching the timelessness of the stuff that I'm working on. By timelessness, I mean that I would like to figure out a way that we can see things and realize if they're truth or fiction right off the bat, and know if we need to spend our good energy on whatever it is that we're looking at. Brain power takes a lot of energy. The amount of attention that we spend on things really, really matters. If we are focusing our attention on things with a certain mindset, with a certain intention, then we're not going to see the whole picture. We're going to see what we want to see. Reminding yourself constantly that that's going on is one of the things we need to look at when we're working with mindfulness practice and taking in information and responding to that information. Now, I would like to work on that automatic reaction to things and how we're taking in and processing information, how that hallway of information is getting messed up and confused. How many videos do we have playing on in the background that's distracting us? How can we really allow mind to be focused on thoughts of value and purpose and possibility? And really, how do we see truth from garbage? It's tough because you see anecdotal evidence about things working or not working. You hear stories about things that work magnificently and things that fail terribly. So when someone hears about scientific studies that occur where an MS patient was cured of her disease and she was in the placebo group, when you hear about things like that, it's hard not to say to yourself, come on, we all have this pharmacy within us. Why can't we all just magically heal? That would be awesome and lovely. Some people do, some people do not. And to say that we all can is incredibly ableist and causes even further problems. I'm not saying that our mind does not have anything to do with our health. It absolutely does, because it's all part of the same thing. But we're not going to cure complicated, complex diseases through good intentions and eating berries. I'm sorry, but juicing isn't going to cure cancer. Going back to the patient aspect of this, and being a patient who sought advice and sought clarity for all the weird things that was happening in her body, I understand why people do this. I understand hearing stories about spontaneous healings, about placebo medicine, about all this stuff. It really gives people hope. What we want to do is give people hope and action that is reasonable and accessible and truthful. When we see something like this, any kind of gimmick or cure or retreat to the jungle, it's not going to be the thing that changes your life. It'll plant a seed. It'll change your life in that way, because every experience we have in our lives changes our lives. So meeting someone on the street tomorrow could be a life-changing experience. The amount of brain energy that we put into what we're expecting to get out of something is what we really need to be reasonable about. I went to the jungle to do ayahuasca, not because I thought it was going to change the world for me. I went there to have a deeper experience, and that worked. I don't want to go back and do it again. I experienced it, and I saw what I saw and understand the process. There's just things that you can't learn unless you experience them. And there are things that you can learn from other people's experience. I hope to share that with you. I'm hoping through our work together that we are recognizing truth from fiction, useful information from non-useful information, and we're spending our time with the things that are possible. And I feel like that's what's going to help us break away from some of these negative habits that we've been noticing about ourselves. I've been noticing about myself. I think one of the points that I'm trying to get at is that working together is how this happens. When the team of doctors is in front of you saying, this is how we need to move forward with this, who is on your team? Who is on that care team really, really matters. And the patient at the core of the care team, what they want, and the information that they're being given. If everyone at the table is saying surgery and drugs, and the patient is saying, but what about these alternatives? Then that care team better be ready with, well, if you're looking for alternatives, here's the information that we have. Here's what we've learned from it. This is what people have benefited from it in these certain cases. But for your specific case, these are the recommendations that you do, along with the other things that were the more aggressive treatments. I have never promised a cancer patient that we could save them. I've promised them that I would be there for them during their journey, the entire journey. And I know why we did this. and why I ached for them is because of this experience. In the 25 years of cancer research, we've made about 2 months of life expectancy in progress. For the amount of money that we've spent on cancer research, to lengthen lives by only a couple of months seems like an incredible waste. But to be that person waking up every morning, like, thank God I'm still alive, no matter how much pain they're in, that 2 months is a whole other lifetime for them. So I don't know the answer. I don't know what I'm trying to get at here. I'm just trying to get a conversation out of my head. And maybe someone else wants to process this with me. But if you're still here, congratulations. Welcome to my brain. As for the show itself, I just didn't want to go into a lot of detail because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but I felt every single character, and it hurt.